Hey guys, what is going on? Today we've actually got the patch notes for the updating Call of Duty, which did introduce Shipment. As you can see in the background, we are playing on the brand new edition of Shipment, which actually feels pretty cool, but when the cluster streaks and everything's going on, all the explosions, it can feel like a bit of a mess. So, classic Shipment stuff. It's fantastic for leveling up weapons, getting XP and stuff like that, but in terms of an actual, decent map, you already know how I feel about Shipment. But as I was saying, we basically do have the patch notes here, and there's some pretty interesting stuff here. These are not super detailed, massive patch notes like we have received previously. There's no detailed percentages or adjustments or something like that. And before we do get into it, there's also no shotgun changes just yet, but I'm sure they are right around the corner. As Sledgehammer Games did put out in this tweet, they are here to perform a shotgun exorcism. So I imagine the shotgun balancing is not too far away, but it didn't make it into this patch. So it's a little unfortunate when they do add Shipment that it is literally just going to be dominated by every shotgun in the game. As you can see in the background already, we're getting monstered by shotguns here. Anyway, we do have actually 2 days worth of interesting patch notes that we can see on the November 17th and November the 16th as well. If we do take a look at the November 16th changes, we do actually see a change to the Vital and the Cal up combination. So when you equip the Cal up combination, so any of the magazines that do increase your caliber size, or of course the Vital perk, and that combination, they've actually nerfed that, making, I think, one of them either redundant or it doesn't actually apply if you are using both, I believe. So it appears with something like the STG and of course the Type 100, which were the main culprits of this actual broken thing. Basically, I don't believe it's worth running on both of them at the same time anymore. You can sort of pick and choose which you want to use, whether that be just the sort of ammo conversion, or whether that actually be Vital as well for that larger crit zone. I've also seen in YouTube comments and stuff like that recently when I was looking sort of news and stuff updates, basically that sometimes the Vital perk actually might not work properly anymore, and that might come down to the combination of them actually disabling when you do have that larger magazine equipped. See, it is hard to say without more detailed testing, but Sledgehammer, if anybody from Sledgehammer actually does see this particular video, we need more detail with these patch notes. It's all well and good to have the meme patch notes where they did what they did before and we were like, yeah, we made old mate shut up and he doesn't talk as loud. But we want detailed patch notes. We don't want to have to let J-God, we don't want to have to let the exclusive Ace sort of run this thing and just actually have to test out everything. We want detailed percentages, exactly what you've changed, just so we can actually know what's going on in your game. That's all we want. I just want detailed patch notes, and plus it makes it a little bit more interesting for these videos. We can also see here that there is actually a nerf to the buck slug as well, so there is a little bit of a change to those shotguns. So like I did lie before, apparently, when there was no shotgun changes. But again, just being able to sort of sprint around everywhere with a shotgun that does kill in about 20 to 30 meters on most maps with most shotguns is a little bit ridiculous. So I think some of the barrels and some of these attachments, some of the base sort of stats on these shotguns actually do need reining in a little bit, especially if some of the shotgun attachments do make them completely broken. So it is nice that they did actually nerf the buck slug as well. But again, we don't have any details on this, so we don't even know exactly what they did. So again, more detailed numbers with these patch notes, please, Sledgehammer. And also while you're there, maybe just sort of adjustment to your actual website, maybe add a dark mode, because my eyes can't handle the bright white here, man. But of course, November 17th changes. They did add Shipment into the public matches. Interestingly enough, they've actually not added it to private matches just yet, so we can't make a map guide on that until we do actually get the private match map being available, which is a little unfortunate, but I have seen that previously in other Call of Duty games. It's something that happens. It is what it is here. Again, they are sort of going through a lot of these bugs and fixing them and stuff like that. They fixed a bug preventing players from equipping camos. Again, another little bit of a deal here. Having people be able to unlock the last atomic camo or whatever it is, without actually having unlocked it is kind of lame, but it is what it is. As well as players can no longer equip camos they do not own, which is pretty cool as well. Moving on to what I actually think of Shipment here, I believe this is a cool addition to the game. Again, as I said at the start of the video, it's not something that I actually do just go out of my way to play unless I'm on the grind, man. Unless I'm on the grind, trying to leveling up weapons, double XP token and all that, I'm not super interested in Shipment, because I mean, you're seeing it in the background. You just spawn, you die, you spawn, you die, and just repeat infinitely. Unless you got a shotgun like you can see in the background as well. Old matey just sprints around with his Gracie auto shotgun, just gets infinite. I think he ends up with 180 kills or something like that. It's absolutely absurd. But I do actually like that is a little bit of a change up. There is actually the upper bit where you can jump up on a lot of these shipping containers, as you can see, and sort of around these. You can actually jump up on a lot of these. Could do it in Modern Warfare as well, and I think that it is a nice addition to the game, being able to sort of traverse some of these areas that you couldn't actually get up on before, particularly one near the Jeep on the left-hand side of the map near the crane. Being able to jump up on those boxes is actually quite cool. But as you can probably expect from Vanguard, a lot of the destructible environments include those shipping containers. So on the shipping containers, when you do start the map, basically all of them up the top, you can sort of just not see through them. But once once the explosions start falling, as you can probably see in the background, man, it gets crazy on this map with a lot of kill streaks. Everything starts blowing up. And again, when you do jump up on here, you're a pretty easy target for most people. But at the start of the map, when you are trying to sort of jump on top of the roofs and stuff like that on these shipping containers, you do have a little bit of cover there. But again, as I said, once they do start blowing up, grenades start getting thrown around, the cover on top of these just goes away completely, and you are really a sitting duck here. But again, we'll talk about that more in the map guide when that does come up. But as I said, I do actually like the addition of Shipment. I also appreciate that the tunnels, like on the outside, the shipping containers, they're not straight. They actually are curved and like angled like they were previously. So you don't just have a corner-to-corner line of sight super easily. You do actually have to sort of angle out a little bit, and it is a nice little change over the Modern Warfare experience that we did get in Shipment, which was basically just straight lines. Like it was a little box and 4 straight lines that you could see from corner to corner, which is a little bit lame. And again, as I said, they are angled a little bit, which does make a little bit of a difference, and sort of takes us back to previous Call of Duty Shipment days, which is kind of cool. There is also, with the rooftops and stuff like that, with like inside the shipping containers, there is a little bit of cover from sort of explosives and early kill streaks and stuff like that. Like you might not necessarily die to like a glide bomb if you are inside this cover. But again, once the bombs start dropping, once like the grenades and the kill streaks start flying in, the bigger ones start blowing up everything, the cover does go away quite quickly. So that is kind of interesting here. But that is going to be a short little update video, guys. I mean, I really do want to see more detailed sort of patch notes from Sledgehammer. I just want more detail. I don't want to have to go to all these different places to try and find the exact details of what has changed. In the patch notes, please, Sledgehammer. If anybody from Sledgehammer does watch this, like whoever puts out the patch notes, if you see this video for whatever reason, make sure that detail is there, man. We need to know percentages. We need to know exactly what changes, because otherwise we don't really know what's going on in the game. But again, to summarize, we have actually seen those nerfs, of course, to the Vital and the Cal combination, of course, on the Type 100 and the STG, which is very, very good. That's a little bit worse than they used to be, and the balance does get brought back into line. I believe the MP40 does still allow that 2-shot kill, because it is a different combination of attachments that allows for that. So that's still going to be broken, man. The 2-shot MP40 is still going to be viable. But again, there's not really much we can do about it until they do change that. And I'm sure we are expecting more shotgun changes very, very soon. So we will update you guys when something like that does happen. If we do see shotgun nerfs, I'll be sure to post a video letting you guys know. But again, thank you very much for watching this one. I do massively appreciate it, of course. If this did help you out and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on, because as I said, it really does mean an awful lot to me. And hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!